my beautiful lovelies, it's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you, and welcome back to another vintage gadget test. Today I'm going to be testing two vintage French fry cutters that look very dangerous. I don't know, maybe standards have changed in the last 50, 60, 70 years. I'm not sure how old these gadgets are, but guessing about 70 years old. But they look dangerous. They're all metal and they look hazardous. So I'm here today to see how effective they are and to see, is it as dangerous as it looks? And three, make French fries? Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. So let's begin with this one. This is the Jiffy French fry potato cutter. Easy to use. Look at this box. That is some patina. Jiffy potato cutter, French fry potato cutter. I found this on eBay and I paid about $22 including shipping. So let me show you what this machine looks like now. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Two pieces. This one piece here. This is the edge I think you keep over the edge of the countertop. No, this edge right here. So that when you push, you have something holding it in place. And those are the cutters right there. See that? Whoop. And so the potato is pushed using this wooden block. Potato goes here, block pushes, potato goes into those slicers, and French fries should come out the other end. But something about this seems a little bit, I don't know, dangerous. Maybe it's all the metal bits, maybe it's the little bit of kind of patina wear. There's no rust, but there's definitely some age. So I've already given this a wash, and let's see how well the Jiffy French fry potato cutter works. So first of all, I got some russet potatoes. I've already washed them. I had to make sure I got smaller size potatoes because these days potatoes, russet potatoes in particular, are massive. I know this is more for a baked potato, but you know, if you want really long French fries, look at the size of this. This is my hand. Good grief. So I looked on this box and there's no other documentation on here, but I wasn't able to come up with a date. But based on the graphic design, I'm gonna say 1940s maybe? Let me know if you are a vintage kitchen gadget expert. Let me know what you think. I'd say older than 50s, maybe 30s or 40s. And right here, not sure if you can see it, it's embossed with Jiffy cutter. It's very difficult to see. So this was used. Okay, so let's test this out. It said to hook this onto a countertop. We've got this wooden block, which I've washed off. And these teeth line up with the holes here. So it does seem pretty safe if we keep our fingers away from here, right? It's gonna be pretty difficult to get our fingers in the blades, right? It can't be worse than a mandolin. Mandolins are extremely dangerous. Alrighty, I think for the first swipe, I'm just gonna push with my hand just to get it flat. Alrighty, here we go. You do have to use some effort. So it cut it flat. Oh, look. Hey, it worked, okay. That was the first pass, so now it should be easier, I imagine, because now we've got a flat surface. Now we're gonna use this block and push. Oh my gosh, my whole countertop is gonna move. Okay, not so easy. Very difficult, actually. Okay, so there's a little bit of a learning curve. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, much easier that second pass. Okay, I think what happened was the first time I had some potatoes stuck in there. That was actually not difficult at all. But here are the resulting fries. They're more kind of rectangular-ish. They're wide and flatter, right? But they're very even French fries. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, maybe I'll turn it this way. No. Okay, I think I got it. Just with conviction. None of this pussyfooting around, as my friend Boomy would say. Just push. All right. Very effective and very jiffy. Once you learn or know the technique, you just slam it. Look. Very quick and easy. All right, let's do it again now that I know the technique. Oh yeah, the wooden block is pretty important. Right? Very quick work of things. That took like 20 seconds. Okay, the last ones are not great, right? But that took all of 15 seconds to slice up an entire potato. Not bad. All right, so that's the Jiffy French fry potato cutter. Boom. So I would say quite jiffy once you just kind of get the motion and the understanding that you just do it very quickly and with conviction. I think there are some limitations. The evenness of the cut is a little bit suspect towards the end and in the very beginning. And this block, this whole method feels a little bit precarious. I don't know, something about the kind of slamming of your hand towards a blade, even though your hands are nowhere near the blade, seems a bit tenuous. So, but I think maybe that's just something you just get over once you're slicing a bunch of French fries. So if you're making a lot of French fries, then I think this would make more sense, right? The next French fry cutter we're going to try is this one. This is on its original cardstock. This looks like dead stock. It looks like it's never been used. It's called the Slick Shoestring Potato Cutter. Now this one looks pretty sketch to me. So here's the gadget on its original card. It doesn't have a date on it, but this too looks maybe like 1940s, 1950s Slick Shoestring Potato Cutter. So this style is shoestring, so thinner style of French fry. But look at this picture. Doesn't that look just so dangerous? Using a knife blade, what? So it took me a minute to figure this out. It gives you directions saying that you should parboil your potatoes. So that makes a little bit more sense. The potatoes won't be so hard. So you'll be less likely to hurt yourself, I'm guessing. But it doesn't come with a knife, so you need to use a paring knife. So let's try this. I've got some smaller potatoes, again, russets. So no special knife is required, but for best results, a sharp paring knife. Hold knife and potato as illustrated. That's all it gives for instructions. Okay, at any rate, here is the gadget. Right? At least it's small. It wouldn't take up much room in your junk drawer. And you place the blade. This is an appropriately old knife, but I think a paring knife is what they recommend. So I'm going to go with my pink Opinel paring knife. So what's pictured here is this little fence pointing up. See that fence? So we're going to point that up, just like that. And then have the knife inserted into these clips. Like that. So it creates a little cutting blade between these other vertical blades. See? So this is going to slice this on the horizontal. This is going to slice on the vertical. This is the gadget. That does look dangerous. Okay, and now we're supposed to hold our potato in our hand like this and pull this across. So keep your thumb down. They don't tell you that. And this is supposed to slice. All right, let's go. Oh, look at that. Okay, it didn't cut through the skin very well, but I did get some French fries, sort of. What would have been handy is a very specific cooking time. I cook these for 13 minutes or so. Smaller potato, still hard in the middle. So let's see. But when I cut it, these ones are kind of soft. Okay. It's working, look. It worked. Because the potato is partly cooked, the slicing is not difficult. and it's doing it. Again, pretty thin slices. Look how thin they are, but they're very consistent. I don't think these would take any time at all to fry in the fryer. That's my pile of shoestring potatoes. See that? They're pretty thin. It's pretty quick, but I did have to spend 13 minutes boiling these potatoes. There's that extra step. And I think frying these up would take no time at all. It's kind of awkward to use, but I think this is also of another generation. I think this is the generation of Clara. Do you know Clara? She's since passed, but Clara had a great YouTube channel called Depression Cooking, I believe. I'll put a link down below to the channel where Clara shared recipes that she cooked during the Great Depression. And that was, of course, during the late 1920s and early 1930s. And in her videos, just using her paring knife and chopping right into pots. No cutting boards, just cutting right into a pot, whether it be potato or carrot. And to me, that just seems so dangerous, but that's just what everyone did. There's no need to dirty a cutting board. You can just cut your food right on top of everything. So this motion of slicing using a paring knife, I think, is of that time. I didn't really like this one very much, and now my slicer is clogged up with potato. Didn't really like the feel of it. It didn't feel very comfortable, although it did do the job it said it was going to do. It just doesn't feel very comfortable. I suppose it would save you some time, and it doesn't take up much space in your kitchen, which is nice. And you use it with a paring knife, which you already have. There's that, but I think I would just be happier to use a knife than to use this gadget. I would give it a 2 out of 5. The other one, the Jiffy, I think this one would actually be quite fast. If you're slicing a bunch of potatoes, I think this would be pretty quick actually. So if you're cooking a large batch, I could see myself using this. Profile is relatively small. This one I'd give 3.5, 3.7. It does the job, but I probably wouldn't use it unless I was cooking for a whole mess of people. So since I have these pre-cut potatoes, why don't I show you how I like to make air-fried French fries. Super simple. Get your air fryer, set it on 375 degrees, and take your sliced potatoes. I like using russets for French fries, but Yukon Gold work well too. Dump them into a bowl. I like to drizzle a little bit of oil. This happens to be grapeseed oil. Probably about a tablespoon or 2 onto the potatoes. And then I like to salt them beforehand and after. So just a pinch of salt, and then toss them around. Ding. This would be the equivalent of one really large russet potato, I would say, and you just only cut 2 small ones. So then into my air fryer basket, preheated, give them a shake to even them out, and then into the air fryer. And depending on how many potatoes you have and depending on the type of air fryer, it can take about 25 minutes or so. And usually halfway during the cooking, I'm usually cooking something else. I open the drawer, shake them around, toss them around, cook them back again. And when they're all nice and golden brown and tender inside, they're done. I like this because I'm not dealing with lots of leftover oil and I'm using less oil. And it's easy. I just have this going while I'm making the rest of my meal. So we'll come back and we'll give these a taste once they're done. All right, lovelies, it has been about 15 minutes and my fries are about ready. So depending on your air fryer, depending on how many fries you have, depending on a few different things, the cooking time will vary. But mine are ready, and I know that because I can see that they're ready. Hear that? Crispy. Look, there they are. See how they're getting golden brown on the edges? Now, different varieties of potatoes will brown at different rates too. I found Yukon Golds like to brown faster, so be sure to check on them every couple minutes. Give them a shake. But these look done to me, and I just dump them out on a plate. And I like to hit them with a little extra salt on the end. A little half salt in the front, half salt in the back. And we got nicely seasoned French fries. There we have it. A little bit golden on the edges. That's how I like them. If you like them more cooked, then by all means, cook yours longer. So whether you deep fry or air fry, French fries go soggy. So getting the timing right to get these as crispy as possible onto the table is tricky. So what I do when I cook them in the air fryer, I pull them a couple minutes early and then just leave them in the basket and then put the basket on top of the air fryer. And then right before I serve, I stick it back in the air fryer for about a minute or two just to warm up, to crisp them up and keep them nice and hot. So let's give them a taste. So here's a French fry. Eat the doggy mouth. Delicious, tender, buttery inside. A little bit crispy. Hear that? Delicious. I love potatoes so much. Beautiful. Scrumptious. Alright, my lovelies, thanks as always for watching. Be sure to check out the vintage gadget playlist. I have lots of fun gadgets that I've tried. And like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye.